आचार्य शंकराचार्य in उपदेश सहस्री prose 94-95 अनित्यत्वे एव प्रमा स्यात् no नित्यत्वे इति चेत्. Disciple said, but it is transitory knowledge only that is the result of a proof and not the eternal knowledge. True knowledge is due to sense perception, inference, testimony, etc. When we see a jar, for example, with our eyes, we have what is called the true knowledge of the jar. It is produced and therefore transitory. That is what the disciple thinks. No avgate nityatva nityatvayo visheshanupapatte no hi avgate pramatve anitya avgati prama no nitya iti vishesha avgamyate. Teacher said, no, there cannot reasonably be a distinction of perpetuity or otherwise in the knowledge. It is not none that transitory knowledge is the result of a proof and not eternal knowledge, as knowledge itself is such a result. Prose 96. नित्यायाम प्रमातु अपेक्षा भाव अनित्यायाम तु यतांत एतत्वात् अवगति अपेक्ष इति विशेष स्याद् इति चेत्. Disciple said, but eternal knowledge, which is the self, does not depend on a knower, while transitory knowledge does so, as it is produced by an intervening effort. This is the difference between knowledge eternal and transitory. Prose 97. Siddha tari atmana pramatu sutta siddhi praman nirpeksh taiveti. Teacher said, the knower which is the self is then self-evident as it does not depend on any evidence in order to be proved. Prose 98. Abhave api apeksha bhava nityatvat iti chet. Disciple said, if knowledge of the self be independent of an evidence on the ground that it is eternal, why should the absence of result of an evidence with regard to the self be not so on the same ground? No avgaterev atmani sadbhavaditi parihirtmetat. Teacher said, no, it has been refuted on the ground that it is pure knowledge, that is the self. The self is of the nature of pure knowledge and so it exists independent of every evidence. Prose 99. Pramatus chet pramanapeksha siddhi kasya pramitsa syat. Whom will the desire to know a thing belong to if the knower depend on an evidence in order to be none? Yatsa pramitsa so a pramata abhigamyate. It is admitted that one who is desirous of knowing a thing is the knower. Tadiyaso pramitsa prame visyev no pramate visya pramate visyatve. His desire of knowing a thing has for its object the things to be none and not the knower. Anavastha prasangat pramatu tad ichhayasya tasyapi anya pramata tasyapi anyati. For in the latter case there arises a regressus ad infinitum with regard to the knower and also with regard to the desire to know the knower, inasmuch as the knower of the knower and so on are to be none. Ev ichhaya pramate visyate pramaturatmana obyev hitattvach prameyatvanupapatti. Moreover, there being nothing intervening, the knower, the self, cannot fall into the category of none. Loke hi prameyam nam pramatu इच्छा स्मृति प्रयत्न प्रमाण जन्म व्यवहितम सिद्ध्यति no anitha avagati parme visyadrishta. For a thing to be none becomes none when it is distanced from the knower by the birth of an intervening desire, memory, effort, or an evidence on the part of the knower. There cannot be the knowledge of an object in any other way. A thing to be none is distanced by the birth of an evidence before it is none. A thing to be desired is distanced by the birth of a desire before it is desired. A thing to be remembered is distanced by the birth of a memory before it is remembered. And a thing to be accomplished is distanced by an effort before it is accomplished. Nats pramato pramata swasya swayameva kenachit vyavahita kalpitum sakya ichhadinam anatam enapi. Again, it cannot be imagined that the knower himself is distanced by any one of his own desires, etc. Asmritisya asmritapya visya no asmritir visya. For memory has its object, the thing to be remembered, and not one who remembers it. Tatha ichhaya is visyatvam ev no ichha vad visyatvam. So has desire for its object the things to be desired, and not one who desires it. Asmrit richa वद विषयत्वेपि हि उभयो अनवस्था पूर्ववद परिहार्या स्यात्. There arises as before an inevitable regressus ad infinitum. Each memory and desire have their own agents for their objects.